Hey YouTube, it's FireWizard23. I know I haven't been around for a while. I just wanted to make a quick video while it's on my mind of something that's pretty dear to me that I enjoy a lot, and that is Bluey. I'm a big fan of the series, the Australian series Bluey, and I recently saw the formal ending to season 3, The Sign, and surprise, but basically The Sign ended season 3. And an interesting thought has occurred to me in regards to The Sign, which is in regards to the series itself, because people are so hyped that there's a season 4 coming, and there's like a year, they're going to take like a year off and then come back and do season 4. And my thought is, should Bluey have ended at The Sign? It didn't. For those who are worried, no, the Bluey has not formally ended as of the recording of this video, August 11th, 2024. They announced in July, like, look, we're going to keep going. We just want to take a year off and then start season 4. And my concern is, we've seen this happen in media before, where we get a really good show, and because of its hype and how much advertising revenue it brings in and merchandise revenue it brings in and how popular it is, we want to see it keep going. I have heard Betty White talk about she said flatly during an interview, for example, Roseanne overstayed her welcome. And I think a lot of people agree Roseanne got really, really good about seasons 3 through 5 and then really started to trail off in seasons 6 or 9. And I mean the original series, not the reboot. I personally think My Little Pony Friendship is Magic outstayed its welcome. I think it kind of capstoned around season 3-4 and then just kept going. And I know the original voice was lost, Lauren Faust. She ended up leaving the series. And it just kept going and just kept dragging itself out. And I don't think that was a good... I think the series... They went to a Comic-Con at one point in one episode. They're literally sitting around playing like their Dungeons and Dragons version of a game in the show. It's like, this is what the show has been reduced to, really? It just got stupid. And so my concern with Bluey becomes, what happens as we keep going? Can the quality maintain itself? Can you still tell something meaningful? Still tell something that's new and fresh and we still like it? There have been shows in the past that had very short runs and still have a great longevity despite that. I will quote Gilligan's Island as one example that only had 3 seasons. But damn, it's everywhere. You can't... TV Land still runs it. Gilligan's Island is still as popular as it ever was, just for these 3 seasons of television that it got. It never got a chance to get bad. It is just this iconic thing. I will quote the series Firefly as an example, that it only got this 1 season, but my God, how much has spawned from that? How the fandom that spawned from this, it has been incredible. So that's kind of my thought with The Sign, and spoilers, turn off the video right now if you don't want to hear it. Okay. In The Sign, it is postulated that they are going to sell the house, and they're going to move because Bandit has a new job. And what ends up happening through the episode is the various family members are working through this, mostly Bluey, but they're working through the fact this change is coming. And what ultimately happens at the end of the episode is they do not sell the house. They decide to stay. And it's a very emotional moment. I got a little teary-eyed. But I started to think about this. Why not end it here? Why not end it with them selling the house and leaving? And you'd have to restructure the episode a little bit. Like, hey, this is going to happen. We're going to kind of go into a new situation. That we could just kind of end this part of their lives and move on. Like, the car, Bobo drives away from the house, It goes to nighttime, and we just see the credits and no music. This part of their lives has ended. This part of Bluey and Bingo's life has ended. And maybe we start again in a new season, we become something different. And I understand that he wanted to make that this is basically meant to be a preschool program, that it's always going to kind of be about these lessons. But I think that would capstone this very clearly. This throws all the marketing to complete shit, because unfortunately you have the coloring books, the plushies, like everything that's come out about Bluey. So unfortunately there's so much revenue coming in, I think they're almost forced to keep going. And this has to be really difficult. Betty White said it again. She said, like, look, this is a very difficult position they're in. Like, look, this is popular. We want to keep going because we can make money. But the creative spark still has to be there for this to be good content. And I'm concerned about Bluey going onto a point where this stops being profitable. Like, it stops being something that's endearing. Because there's even talk of the characters potentially being aged up. And how do you do that when there's so much merchandise now of them in the young setting? In their now a 4 or 6, 5, 7-year-old setting? How do you do that? Not that they couldn't be aged up a little bit more, but now you're stuck with this problem of there's supposed to be this set and you're changing it, and it's not the thing you liked anymore. This is tricky. B. Arthur famously made a lot of argument. Famously was very stern about let's go out on top. For Maude, they were offered to continue another series after Maude, where they would kind of like live in Washington and stuff with the husband, and they would just be a new set of characters. And she said, no, we've done 6 great years. Let's go out on top. And I watched the entire series of Maude, and I think it ended at just the right moment. It really kind of capstoned perfectly. It said, stop. We told the story. And after season 5, purportedly she didn't want to do Golden Girls anymore. And Betty thought there was enough spark for Golden Girls to go a little bit longer, but you don't have all 4 pieces. It doesn't work. And that kind of happened with Golden Palace, where they're trying to tell a different set of story, but then the script would get in trouble, and they'd write Golden Girls in the lobby, and that's not the idea that was being presented. That's not what they were going for. They wanted the girls to experience life as they came through the door, and that's not Golden Girls. So that's just my thoughts. What do you think? Put it down in the comments. I think there's an argument to be made that why don't you stop Bluey here and go out on top? Or stop it and say, now we're like Bluey of the new age, or something like we're in a different time period now for the kids. That something new has happened. That a specific reason to age up the kids. We're now in like the next age or part of their story. I just want to put that out there. This is Firewizard 23. Take care and bye-bye for now, everybody.